the water pump on your car, where is it?
It's towards the passenger side.
But it's bolted to the front of the engine, right?
Yeah.
I think it's the same way on that.
Yeah.
The water pump on the old Hyundais was driven off a gear inside the engine.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
You had to pull 4 or 5, and you never could get it lined up right.
Yeah.
And I said, which idiot? Well, my first car was a 67 Charger. Remember those? Fastback Charger? 318 engine, I loved it. But it had a design flaw in it. Under certain circumstances, it was possible to short out the whole under dash loom.
Really?
And it shorted out on it. I had 30-some thousand miles, 3 years on it. It was still under warranty. He goes, okay. And I took it in. I figured maybe I have to drop it off for a day. 3 days. So I dropped it off. A buddy took me back to my apartment, and for 3 days he took me to and from work. Came back and got it. It was all finished. When it wasn't quite finished, they called me and said it was at work, and they said it was ready. Okay, got there. I said, what's taking so long? Oh, well, to get to that, we have to take the whole dash out, which is, for that car, was 6 hours labor. Just remove the dash, because it was one piece, the whole length. I said, what? He said, yeah, and then blah, 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 blah. And I said, that's stupid. When are they going to learn 2 words? Maintainability and accessibility. Oh, well, we don't worry about that. I said, yeah, sure. I said, that's what pisses people off. And he said, well, he started making a smart remark, and I said, question. If, let's say, I decided that I wanted to replace the engine in this car, it's a 318, how long does that take? I think they had it in the book as to pull it, put a new one in, was about 8 or 9 hours labor.
That ain't that bad, though.
I said, suppose I told you that within 5 miles of where we're standing right now, there is a vehicle. You can pull an engine and replace it. 2 men, an engine holder, a ladder, regular tools, 1 special tool, in under 45 minutes.
I wouldn't believe you.
Just then an A7D flew overhead, and I says it can be, by contract, it's an hour and a half. Our guys did it in 30 minutes. They say on the field they're doing it in 45.
Really?
I said, blah, blah, blah. I said, first thing they do is they pull a ladder up to the tailcoat. There's, I think it was 8 screws. You push them in and turn them 90 degrees, they pop loose. You pull off the tailcoat. One guy gets underneath the engine, holds it up. Well, another guy does the same thing to a half a dozen screws on either side. That's the engine door. You pull that down. Then you pull the engine holder, put it under it, jack it up to support the engine. While he's doing that and starts disconnecting the fuel line, the hydraulic line, and the electronics, the other guy goes on the outside and removes 1 pin in the front, 1 pin on either side, and the little rod on the back, and you drop it.
Yeah.
They said, oh. I said, yeah. Under contract, it had to be done in an hour and a half. The previous engine on it took 2.5 hours because it wasn't designed easily to work on.
Yeah.
Well,